Hello, my name is Faisal Khan. I hope you're doing well. So today I want to talk about card acquiring, and this is specifically on card acquiring for money transfer operators and how we work with them. So one thing you have to understand is if you are within the US and you're doing just US only card acquiring, then obviously the US component of what I'm about to explain will apply to you. But if you're multi-country in the United States as well as other countries, then obviously the second part is also going to be applicable to you. So it has three components. We're going to talk about US card processing, we're going to talk about international card processing, and we are going to talk about international settlements. So let's talk about the US card processing. As a money transfer operator, you're either looking at credit and debit card processing, or you're looking at debit card only. So that's your first option, credit and debit or debit only. And when you find a processor, they will either do credit and debit or debit only, and they will do full international settlements or partial international settlements, meaning that they may say, you know what, fine, we are okay with you taking these card processing for all these countries that people are wanting to send money to you, and we are open to all the countries. And in some cases they'll say, nope, we're only open to a partial list of those countries, and only for those countries you can do card processing. So that's the first one. The second one obviously is looking at, again, the same options. So the first option is credit debit or debit only with full international settlements. Second option is credit debit or debit only with partial international settlements and so forth. When we come to the US part, outside the United States part in Europe, I would highly recommend that you register a company in Europe or in Singapore so that you can get better rates from card acquirers over there. And again, the same thing, the European acquirers or the Singapore-based acquirers, etc., can come and say, listen, we will do card processing for international, for everyone, for all the countries that you're wanting to send money to, or they may do it only partially. So the settlement can be for all the countries or partially, and always they can do credit and debit or debit only. So these are the four factors you have to keep into consideration when you're looking at card settlements. The last one is basically the international settlement portion. So when you get the money from the card companies, how do you send it to all the beneficiary countries, etc.? And obviously that depends on your payout network and what your association with your partner networks are, etc. As a money transfer operator, if you're collecting money in the United States, presumably you have an access to the payout network in that country where you want to send the money. In case you don't have it, then you'll probably use a third party or third party correspondent tie-up to send that money, but typically you have those relationships. I would never agree on the card processors or the US card processors or the European or let's say Singapore card processors to settle the money and send it and push it out on your behalf. The reason I don't want you to do that is you will lose out on FX. It'll be very expensive. It will eat into your existing margins, which are already thin, and I don't think so you want to do that. If you're, let's say charging them in euros, charge them in euros, get your money given to you in euros so that you can do the FX yourselves. And same thing in the United States. It's a pretty obvious thing, but believe me, you'll be surprised how many small MTOs get suckered into the other way and saying, oh no, the contract says we have to deliver it to you in Indian rupees, or we have to deliver it to you in, Ghana cedi or etc., Tanzanian shilling, and you lose out on the FX. And I think you don't want to be in that position. Anyways, let me know what you think of this video. If you have a question or a comment regarding the business nature, there's a contact form in the description below. Please use that. There's also a WhatsApp number, again for business purposes only. Anyways, till next time, this is Faisal Khan signing off.